Alright, so let's cover Bitcoin real quick. Um, so we had a New York Open sweep. That was annoying that I cancelled along for you guys. I'm personally still in, but I am looking at a POI lower, like right below, pretty much. Um, I'll uh, I'll zoom out here and show you guys. It's like a very low time frame here. That was like a demand zone, right? Like last down candle before up candle. There was an MPOC here, and that was like one of the initial reasons I wanted to scalp long here. But like it initially front ran on like the Unix Binance. I only got filled on Bybit, so then I ended up canceling right because they hit TP1 before, but then it just ended up tapping right after. But that's fine because I could see us stalling here and then tapping 62.2k, which I will probably take along there. Very tight in validation because this is like a channel idea, right? The idea is that we keep doing like high lows, just like compressive price action, right? Like if this stops out, then likely all these lows here get like ran right in one candle. Um, so what like 61.2k we would probably get. So I'm willing to try long here, and then of course I'll head short because we did leave a naked point of control up here as well. I'm willing to head short up here. Um, at like 64.2k ish area. That's what I'm looking for right now. Um, but yeah, let me drop these setups in the chat. So 64.8k would be the first entry for the short. Well, just the main entry. Sorry, because I won't be shorting too much if this stops out. The other one was, I mean, I don't know if I may try this if it goes back up. Depends though. Depends how it looks. Because man, we got front run bad here. This was. I need to be a little bit more, little bit less greedy with my entries. I think during summer, and then so I will probably. Yeah, I think this was a greedy entry, but I ended up working out like in the end. Um, but yeah, that's sort of like my lower time frame bias. The only clean scalps I see. The other one would be like if we zoom out a bit, like um, this long on Bitcoin here. If I just turn this on, hold on, let me clear everything for a sec, and then pop this here. Hold on, no, this is completely wrong. Let me just. Yeah, I feel like this long idea would be clean because there's an MPOC here as well, right? So if we break down from this like channel looking structure, sort of, um, then I could see us definitely bouncing off. Like a lot of people would expect the lows here, right? And well, we could just get more range, right? So I try long here. Honestly, it's very good in like very clean in validation. We got a naked point in control, so unfinished business. Um, and of course, like technically, this is a whole this area here where we had like this is a big area of consolidation here, which hasn't really been retested. Um, like even this high here, right? Like any of these local highs, is that they're all SRs, right? They've not been flipped or properly like retested. So could potentially get that maybe next week or towards the end of the month. That's sort of my bias at the minute. Is potentially one more high being made, and then maybe we get the retrace early August. Maybe more chop or just even more downwards, right? I still don't think the bottom's in, but I was definitely looking for higher targets in the short term. Like I would say if you were to draw like a trend line from all-time high to like the 82k high, like um, I don't have to draw it, but I can kind of just see it would be like landing between like 68k, 69k to like 67, that general area. So basically, like an SFP of these highs, that would be like the next swing short area. Like if you were planning to swing short, right? Like obviously at the lows, that was not, you know, the area to short, right? But if you wanted to catch a nice like intraday play or whatever, that's where I would have looked personally. But we'll see if we get that. So yeah, that's my bias on Bitcoin, low time frames. Pretty clean setups. We'll see what happens. Ethereum, let me see here. So I actually really like the Ethereum MPOC. Like the way that it reacts to naked pointing controls, I did a little bit more like back testing, and then I think I'm probably gonna like actually take some of these setups. So I would say this is like a lower time frame supply zone here, and there's a naked pointing controlled side there. So if we get ETH at 1874, that's where I may look to short. Of course, hold on, let me just double check. Yes. There is also, let me check 1 second. There's a long here which I think I might take with stops below, probably below this POC here. It's a little bit more higher time frame, but I would put my TP somewhere around 1874, right? Yeah, that would be my lower time frame scalp here towards this short POI. And then obviously the full TP would be like the fill of this single print here. If I update this FIP, or yeah, the TP would also be like within the golden pocket area, right? So that's where I would probably TP there as well. So I'll pop these setups in the, it's not super clean, hold on. There we go. I think that's a bit better. All right, so that's Bitcoin, ETH, Sol next, right? Let me check here. I haven't actually looked at Sol today. I don't know what it's doing. Oh no. Yeah, so for Sol, my idea early in the week was that it would, if it broke structure here, I would look for a longs on like a retest. But there was no break of structure, we just SFP'd it, right? So that idea there is never played out. If we had closed the 4 hour above or something, I probably would have taken the long, but we didn't. So I'm glad we avoided a loss there. We are on like, I would say, demand right now, like actual demand. We sort of have to bounce here, otherwise this probably gets a rotation back to the lows. Let me zoom out a little bit, because on Sol I don't know where we are. Honestly, I'm a little bit lost. Okay. So I want to mark out the zone. So not the sexiest chart, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Yeah, not the sexiest chart. Let me remove some of this because it's very, oh, not that. So just looking at Sol right now, it kind of looks like it retested VAL, right? And then just kind of rejected. But let's see. I would say it broke down somewhere around here, so I'll draw my profile like that. Yeah, so it has to, for me, it has to bounce here, otherwise it's going lower, honestly. Like, it's retesting this, like, since pretty much the bottom here, it's retesting the POC, right? If it doesn't bounce here, then honestly it looks pretty cooked. I would do this, and then, man, I don't even. Let me turn on the. Let me turn on the TPO. I need to see the TPO as well. This is kind of too wild of an inval. I would do stops right below these lows, if I'm honest. Target would be like that MPOC there, 81.4. A little bit under, just in case it front runs. Something like this. Yeah, this is the only like super clean setup that I can see. But again, if Bitcoin breaks down, everything's gonna break down. So just have some caution, right? Yeah, it's sort of as the VAL is here, so this could definitely go a bit lower. It's a risky trade, but you know, it's since these lows here, I would say that was the deepest retrace. We are now technically in discount, right? So it is a must hold area, if I'm being honest. Or we probably shouldn't place our stops right there. Probably right under the golden pocket. That's what I'd say on Sol, lower time frame. You could also just wait for a bit to get like a better entry. It's completely up to you. I would say actually, yeah, that would probably be the cleanest play here. But yeah, let me pop that. Does anyone want to look at any tickers? Just pop them in the chat. I'll take a look at USDT as well. USDT. So yeah, this was clean in the morning yesterday. I did short that. Just took a lower time frame scalp, but it wasn't S plus or anything. I risked like maybe 0.5 R. USDT right now, I think if Bitcoin breaks out from where it has, then yeah, this is gonna go a bit higher, I think. But you know, I can see right now we've swept this high, which is nice, right? Like, it does look nice, but we need to close under here. Otherwise, it doesn't really, this high is, as long as we close below this low, this high stays protected, right? As we've seen that over and over again. I explained that last week as well. Like whenever there's like an M30 sweep on USDT and we close above the high that caused the sweep, then it's usually a reversal signal. So we'll see if we reverse from here, have some more red on USDT, so green in crypto. If that doesn't happen, then yeah, Bitcoin 61K, 60K, that's definitely not out of question. So yeah, let me pop this in the chat. Yes, okay, I'll look at Zach. No problem. Yo, what's up, BTR? I think you guys are the only people joining in the stream. Zach, let me check. Alright. When was the last time I looked at this? Mm, yeah, this is a while. So all right. So the short would have probably hit a TP1. Long didn't get filled. This was a while ago that I've not looked at this shitcoin in a bit because these were my old colors. So I'm just gonna get rid of this. Let's start fresh. All right, where the fuck are we? On Zach. All right, weekly. Yeah, I mean weekly still looks pretty good. You are getting like you're getting like higher lows, but then you're also getting lower highs ever since that top there in November last year. But it does look pretty good compared to a lot of alts. Hold on, let me turn on some EMAs here. I'm also gonna go on the 1 hour. Oh shit! Wait. Oh, okay. The wow. Are you kidding? So the H1 200 EMA has been really like it's been 3 longs every single time. So yeah, today again. Okay. If it comes back up, yeah, that's worth a long for me. Stops below there. Target would be like that. I guess like a retest of that trend line. That'd be clean for a lower high, I think. Hold on, I need to fix this. Whoa, that's way too wide. Alright. Yeah, that's a lot better. I love this VIP exclusive. Oh yeah? I have no idea what experience for membership. Oh yeah. I know what he's saying. I know what he's trying to say. Alright, Zach. Yeah, this is like one of those like Axos setups, you know? Like just long here or some shit, and then, you know. Honestly, I don't really even look at EMAs anymore on Bitcoin, but on alts that are trending like this is really clean. That was ridiculous. Kind of wish I paid more attention, but I mean, listen, I'll try a short if we get up here on Zach. Like maybe if we SFP these highs or something. I kind of remember this was the high that we made before those news, like really bearish news, right? So maybe people would get out of positions here or something. We'd get a rejection and then I don't know, because this also looks like what do you call it? Like honestly, it's 50-50 break up or down. It's like a Dorito. We're making higher lows but then lower highs. Well, you know, considering that Bitcoin's almost sort of like already near cycle lows, it's probably I guess upwards. Oh, hold on, let me fix this short. I think it's SEC has a free drive up. Hold on. I don't know how I've made this so wide. I'll probably do something like this. So like, I'll try to get an entry at like 528 for a long. I think that would be clean. As long as the H1 EMA isn't lost, right, it still looks pretty good, even here. If I turn on H4 on daily, nah, they're nowhere near. Although that would be where I would be looking to long next, I guess, on ZEC. So like, eyes on 480 as well, you know, if this doesn't work. Honestly, this might even be too tight, but I mean, this would be a play you would cut early if it starts like trending lower past the H1 EMA. That's what I would say. But I've just done wide stops just in case we don't, you know, the sell doesn't get wicked out. I think ZEC has a free drive up. Could be money extraction from us. Yeah, it could be, alright, like could be like Hype right now. I think Hype fucked a lot of people over recently. Well, the last time I checked, it was down quite a bit from all-time highs. Yeah. So all-time highs were 77. It's down 20, almost 25%. I mean, it's a pretty good discount. And also, one thing I noticed, if you draw like an anchored VWAP, which I used to use quite a lot on Bitcoin, like every time we came into like the upper end of the anchored VWAP, which is sort of was a good place to long. So did we sweep them lows? Oh yeah, we did actually. Yeah, ZEC could be. I mean, sorry, no ZEC. Hype could be a pretty good long here. It's value area low as well. Pretty much value area low. Not much EMA confluence. It's tricky, honestly, because it is technically right now arguably in a bearish phase, pretty bearish, but you know, every time it's kind of paid to like at least like buy in the zone, right? Once we get to down what you think of Bitcoin, yeah, I'll cover Bitcoin again. I got a pretty clean idea of. I got pretty two clean scenarios, but yeah, I'll cover it. Pop this in the chat. Let me go back to Bitcoin. I explained at the start of the live stream, like TLDR basically. I was looking for longs yesterday, right? I was planning to long 62,600. But I just didn't set the limit on EE for some reason. I just pussied out, right? And then I didn't get filled on BitUni because I got filled on Bybit, so I pretty much cancelled the setup because it had already hit TP1 and it didn't really make sense. But right, like I still think there is one PY to right lower, which is like 62.2k. Which was like, you know, gonna be the DCA I had yesterday for the long. It's like a lower time frame demand zone here. Also, if we're still respecting this like channel area, right? Then this short hot, like we shouldn't go back to these lows, because if we do, we're probably gonna wipe out all three of them lows, high lows there. I think last week we had a short running from here, and that really pissed me off because we didn't not run those lows. And then of course you guys know I didn't get filled on this short here. So it's summer. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it on the price action, but I guess I shouldn't be as greedy on TPs, I think, and entries as well, at least during summer. But anyways, I am looking at this, right? So 62,600 entry, stops below these lows here, really tight scalp, and then I would probably be like mostly out at like, if I turn on TPO real quick. Yeah, honestly guys, you should really use TPO. It gives you really clean areas. I'll show you, like around here there's a naked point of control which I think gets tested before we, so if we're truly bearish, right, and we're about to break down lower, I think this area does get retested before lower. I might be wrong and it doesn't, but I'd love to catch like a scalp short here, at the minimum a scalp short, right, and then maybe leave runners for a really bearish scenario. But yeah, I am watching 64.1k. That was gonna be my target, like this area here for for my, what's it called, like the scout longs we had, or was it gonna have, I guess. I am in. I just, um, you know, I would also prefer this entry here. I think it looks cleaner. On Bitcoin last month, we topped on the 15th. Yeah, yeah, bro. I know about it. It's. I don't think it's. Nah, honestly, bro. I don't think it's the Matrix. I just think it's. I think it's. It's gonna sound really stupid. Actually, I shouldn't even say it. Okay, so Killer XBT, right? He's like bragging about his pivots, but it's all just moon cycles. It's all like new moon and full moon. I don't know if you guys heard of that shit. Um, but that's all like he's just renaming a concept that already exists. And like not gonna lie, it kind of does exist. Like it kind of does work. I think. I think it works better on stocks, and in my opinion, it makes better. Like it makes more sense. Yeah, I think the concept makes sense. So I don't know if you know what it is, Malik, but it's like Wales repositioning, right? So on full moons, usually that's gonna be like the start of a bullish period, uh, and then no, did I say full moons? New moons, sorry, full moons bullish, new moons bearish. I think that's what it is. I don't know, but it's just astrology shit. I don't know. I'm not too into it, but it is interesting. Yeah, gotta go, bro. Okay, sounds good, brother. I'll see you later. But yeah, there is an indicator even. I think there is. Yeah, I think there is. But anyways, yeah, like so technically right now we would be in a bearish period, which makes sense. Honestly, I probably in hindsight I should have just shorted here on the 15th, right? I was front ran by, I think, I guess it wasn't a super close front run, $150. But that's to be honest, that this wasn't as bad as the one at the lows. That was fucking brutal. If I go back, oh my god, it's hard to look at. Yeah, I should probably stop being greedy. Maybe until like September, I should probably have wider entries. Like who cares? Well, in short, we are seeing Dixie breaking higher, long-term US broken higher, USDT JPY higher. The most expensive stock market in history, dumb yellow money AN stocks, while smart money pulling money out of the index. Yeah, that's all true so far. Unprecedented launch of IPOs, liquidity extraction, geopolitical tensions keep on rising, oil preparing for a two-decade breakout. Are we bullish or bearish, guys? I'm bullish on commodities though. Yeah, same. I think. I think some stocks are like they've already pulled back, bro. Like the crash has already started. I mean, you know what I mean? I think I'm honestly I posted on Twitter like two Nasdaq swing long scenarios, which actually I already posted that in my channel. But yeah, like I think I don't know, man. I'm just saying like we're gonna see a lot of FUD, right? Um, I mean, I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play like some cleaner long ideas, and if it doesn't work out, who cares? But risk to reward wise, I see a nice long on Nasdaq potentially. But like yeah, like I mean that's the thing though. Like stocks have already pulled back. I think MU is down like 50% from the highs. It's something ridiculous. So I'm just talking about long term, like buy and forget stuff. Yeah, 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 100%. Defensive portfolio. Yeah, I need to look into that actually. My stocks watch list is very basic. Very basic for now. But one thing I do like though is they added hyperliquid tickers. So that'll be a lot easier to track some of these, because before I had to literally use the Nasdaq listing. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday or the day before was when they were really red. Funnily enough, right? Um, Uranium, copper, etc. Yeah, those would be good longs, I think, or have been already. Sorry. But some of these stocks, I mean, they're having pretty good dips. I'll probably look and see if I can get any longs on some stock perps. But yeah, we covered literally Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, ZEC, Hype, USD dominance, Nasdaq. I'll cover Nasdaq. No, don't worry, bro. No, you got some good points actually. Not a lot of people talking about this. Not a lot of people talking about this. Just like Zhong and Strong. I honestly have no idea what that is. I'll be completely honest. Is that uranium as well, or I'm guessing it's uranium related, right? Oh, U.S. oil company. Oh, okay. Cool. By the way, look, TPO and POX also work on fucking hell, it's crazy. They also work on Nasdaq. Like today, the bottom was an MPOC, and this isn't me drawing it. Like this was here. Like this is an indicator, right? So this isn't like hindsight, me drawing shit. There's one above us. There's one like around here, but honestly, I just want to front run it because, bro, we're already down pretty heavy. I think I think we I think next week if we have like another early dip, I've got like a nice SFP idea on the Nasdaq. That would be clean. If that doesn't work, then I'll try this one, 27.8. There's quite a lot of MPOX here, but oh well. Can you share this names of indicators in chat? Yes. It's, hold on. If I go, I can get it up actually. About this script. It's a very specific one that I had to search up. Yeah, this guy. What's his name? TPO. Well, yeah. Okay, Ben B. I don't know who this guy is, but TPO levels, Ben B, and it's a really useful indicator because TradingView charges for this shit, right? And the data on TradingView isn't 100%. That's why people use like MMT, ExoCharts, Key Attacker, right? But I just find this so clean because it's just like, well, I have accurate levels and I already have them on TradingView, so it's like, why not just? Honestly, this is one of the best indicators I've found because I don't have to hop off and like use MMT anymore. I can just have the levels directly on my chart, and it works clean. I've not backtested on like commodities or anything like gold or silver, but for Bitcoin it works pretty clean. Ethereum as well can be clean. It's not as clean as Bitcoin though. And then yeah, obviously on indices like ES and NQ, it works pretty nicely. Like if I go up here, look, like imagine having shorted NQ up here, the peak at top at this MPOC. That was like at the end. That was pretty much at the start of this month, right? I wasn't looking at this at all back then, but this was also pretty clean. It won't work 100% of the time, but it does give like really high risk reward setups, right? So potentially it's something I'm currently in like back testing, but for sure I'm looking to dive more into this. But yeah, man. I think that's pretty much it. We wrapped up crypto, a little bit indices. I will be paying more attention now that we've gotten nice dips on some of these stocks. Don't get me wrong, like a lot of them are overvalued, like you said, right? But some of them are definitely within discount. for sure. So yeah, appreciate you coming, man. Of course, like always. It means a lot when you show up at the streams and everyone else. I think Malik had to leave earlier as well. But yeah, you know, um, I don't know if anyone's streaming after me, but probably not.